terms of the political field. But let's keep that waiting and shift focus to what Kenyans are talking about on social media. Let's evaluate what Kenyans on Twitter are obsessed about, at least in the last 24 hours. Our very own Ashe Fox is just joining me right here. It's great to see you, Fox. And a lot has been talked about. Perhaps let's start with the trending topics that have emanated locally.
Yes. I think we'll start just jumping off of what we talked about in the politics arena. Mwai Kibaki is trending along with Uhuru Kenyatta, and the conversation around this is just comparisons of their tenures and, you know, who did what, who did it best. There's been comparisons in terms of infrastructure. We have the Expressway being compared to the Thika Road. Thika Road was Kibaki's project, Expressway is Uhuru's project. So those are some of the conversations that guys have been having. And then also, guys are wondering why Uhuru may be too involved in succession politics compared to Mwai Kibaki. I think the handover between, you know, Mwai Kibaki when he was handing over and leaving office after his 10 years there, it was easier, and he didn't involve himself. He did, but not too much involvement as we're seeing with Uhuru, and especially coming off of, you know, what was said yesterday, that he'll still be spokesperson, he'll still be, you know, Jubilee Party leader, he'll still hold all these political positions, and yeah, guys are just making comparisons between the two.
So the president definitely, in terms of his succession, he's hands-on, and I think that's what Kenyans are sort of comparing between the Kibaki era and President Uhuru Kenyatta. It's also interesting to note how Kenyans reacted to Uhuru's comments in Mombasa. I'm pretty sure Kenyans on Twitter had a couple of things to say, yeah? Yeah,
very true, and just like you said, there's also banter around that as well, and conversation around, you know, what he said to his deputy, that work can't be done on top of cars, and photos have been flooding social media of, you know, Ruto doing his campaigns always in the Land Cruiser. There's been comparison around that. There's a lot that has come in from yesterday's event and the comments that were made yesterday, not just by the president, but even Atoli was at the event.
Exactly, and other political figures. I heard others said that these are the vehicles, you know, sitting on cars. That's how you got into the office, through the campaign mode. But it's interesting times we live in. At least we should maintain civility, especially on social media when it comes to politics. Let's talk about other matters. Away from Mwai Kibaki and Uhuru Kenyatta comparison, what else?
We have the Expressway. Kenyans are just wondering, this project is meant to be completed next month, and this is 6 months ahead of the timeline that they had given initially. You guys are just wondering, if the government can be this effective now, why can't they be this effective with all other things that, you know, that they do? It would be really good for Kenyans. So guys are just wondering, how come this is taking 6 months?
Are Kenyans questioning the fact that the timelines are being met, or are they happy? I mean, we shouldn't be too critical, yeah?
It's very 50-50. We are happy, like Kenyans are happy, but then again, they're also like, what shortcuts are they taking? What exactly is going on?
And the tree issue. I've seen Kenyans complaining about the vegetation around this particular project. What are they saying?
That's the other thing. Guys are wondering why all the focus is just on the road now. Is this why it's been completed in 6 months? You promised us trees and some vegetation around this expressway, but we're not seeing that happening right now. So guys are wondering, where did that go? So it's just poking holes into the project basically, but also appreciating the fact that, wow, the government can actually complete something ahead of schedule.
Well, that's shocking according to some Kenyans. But I'm trying to flip the newspaper right here to the world's greatest and toughest rally, the East African Safari Classic, that's set to run between the 10th and the 18th of February 2022. So all the Safari Rally fans, this is something to look forward to. I'm sure Kenyans had something to say about this on social media.
Of course, and Kenyans are big on, just apart from football, they're also big on motorsports, as we've seen in recent times. And Ken Block is, you know, the big figure that guys are looking at. This guy has come into Kenya. He came in over the weekend, and guys are really excited to see him offloading his vehicle from and bringing it in ahead of the Safari Rally. Ken Block, for those who don't know him, is one of the greatest drifters of all time. Do you know what drifting is?
On video games, perhaps.
So he's one of the greatest drifters of all time. And drifting basically is just those theatrics that they do when they're doing the motorsport. You have to make it fun. You can't just drive the car like you'd normally do.
In local dialect, we call it scramble.
Scramble,
Anyway, that's the latest in terms of the greatest and toughest rally, the East African Safari Classic, of which Standard Group are definitely partners in that particular endeavor. Let's shift focus internationally now, and I finally watched Tinder Swindler, I can talk from an informed point of view. It's quite unfortunate that some people can take advantage of other living human beings and exploit their emotions in such a way. What are Kenyans reacting to about? Because it's been trending for quite a while.
I'm actually glad you watched it, and those are the lessons that you picked from it, because the guys who are picking the swindling side of things.
I get you. No, but you can't try that in Kenya, right?
You cannot try that in Kenya, there have been memes about it, and guys are saying, if a man asked me this, like if a man asked a Kenyan girl, if Simon asked a Kenyan girl for money, send me $20,000, my enemies after me, and they just go like, wow, what I do, They're not sending you anything. But just an update on that. Yesterday we saw that he had left Instagram. He deleted his account. He said that he's also going to give his side of the story, and latest update is that Tinder has actually blocked him from that platform.
Oh.
Yes. So the guys who are looking for him, hoping for some expensive dates on other people's accounts,
yes,
too bad.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you on Tinder?
No, I'm not.
Moving on swiftly. Let's talk about the final talking point. Sports. I can see a couple of games are scheduled for today, yeah?
Yes, they are. We have 3 games this evening. We have Newcastle will be playing Everton. We also have West Ham versus Watford, and we also have Burnley versus Man United. I think just jumping off of AFCON, guys, AFCON is done and dusted. The Senegal celebrated yesterday, and now guys have moved on to EPL and other sports. Let's also not forget that the Winter Olympics is also going on right now.
Around the corner.
Yes.
Okay, so for Manchester United fans like me, there's a